Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Greg Stewart Show. So today we're going to get started, but before we do, what I would request from you, if you don't mind, is to please subscribe, like, comment, and share. It really helps the growth of this show, and we're getting a lot of great feedback. And also comment, even if you don't want to be on the show, please comment. If you have an area of concern, I'll have people that they don't want to get on the show for whatever reason, but they'll state something. They'll say, hey, I'm going through this. Can you bring this up on the show? And how basically I should look at this, see this, or what I can do to help them. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alan is a client of mine. Alan had met his wife back in high school. They were married for over 30 years. And after they have two children together, those children are now grown. One is already a year ahead in college, and then the youngest finished high school last year, and he had a full ride also, like his older brother, to go away to college in California from Florida. So on the day that her youngest son was going away to college, she said, Alan, I want to talk to you about something, his wife. Now, Alan doesn't have a clue. Just to let you know, they met in high school, as I said, but Alan's background is he's a music teacher at a high school. He loves his job. One of the most passive individuals you ever meet. If there's such thing in this day and age of someone being a pacifist or a flower child, as he called himself, from a different era, even though he's in this one, he is that guy. He is just totally zen. Now, what's his wife like? Well, she's the alpha, and he admits she's the alpha of our household. She's, no grit, tough as nails, and she puts her foot down. The law is the law. So he felt there was a balance, and between 20 and 30 years of marriage, at least that was the look that he thought. Well, as soon as the son went away to college, she gives him this paper. She goes, I think rather than me saying it, this should say it all. He opens it up. It's divorce papers. It's divorce papers. So he's blown away. He's like, why am I getting this? And we're talking about this. He's filling me in all the little grooves and stuff. And she says, look, you are a great man. I love you, but not the way a woman should want to spend the rest of her life with a man. I realized, and this is not just an impulse, this is not a compulsion that I'm feeling something or going through a midlife crisis or whatever you want to call it. I just realized that I don't want to spend the rest of my life with you at this point. And this is something that didn't happen overnight. This is basically, I premeditated this years ago and waited for this time period, waited for this day to give you this. And so I just have to tell you, I already have things set up. I'm leaving. You can keep the house. We'll work it out where you'll sell it later. I do want to get what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours, but I just cannot do this anymore. And he goes, can you at least be a little more specific? 30 near years, two children growing to college later. I'm blown away. My heart is breaking. You're obviously conditioned for this. You said you prepared for it yourself. Can you clue me in? And she said, all right, one, you give me mental security, meaning I have a home. The boys had a home. You had a stable job. I don't doubt that. I wasn't stable here. Human need number one. You have to be stable. Human need number one is the sense of certainty. She didn't feel it, she said. Number two is variety. She then goes and she says, and quite frankly, Alan, I'm bored. I've been bored. We never do anything. It's the same thing over and over. I feel like Susie Homemaker. We don't have a life outside. Yeah, we do the family thing. We did vacations with the kids, but when did we do anything to feel alive? Oh, well, we could have that. No, don't interrupt me. We're not going to have that. I'm over it. I'm telling you, if you couldn't see the signs in reference to, and you settled and you felt a certain way, and this was comfortable for you, great. I didn't want to break that or take that away from you, and you couldn't see my signs, so therefore that's why this happened. So I wasn't getting variety. You bore me. So now, crickets, he's silent. So two human needs she's addressed. Third human need, if I'm not meeting number one, that I felt certain as marriage, if I'm not getting variety, those are the first two human needs. Well, I'm definitely not feeling valued. I felt like, yeah, you're doing these things, but you don't see me. I don't feel desired. Sex was just that, sex. We never did anything since our youthful days of excitement. I want to feel like a woman again. 3 human needs now missed significance. And I'm breaking this down to them just like I'm doing with you. 4th human need. She goes, so if I can't meet one, If I can't meet 2, Alan, if I can't meet 3, you expect me to meet number 4, which is love and connection? How could I give myself to you fully when I don't feel desired? So I was your robot. I was your puppet. I'm sorry that this hurts, but you want why we are here? So this is why we are here. There's no other man. You might be contemplating in your mind, there's a man, there's a man. There's no one. Believe me, I didn't want to have any other complication than the one I was having with you. And I know this hurts. So now there's 4 human needs not being met. Number 5. She goes, so at this point, human need number 5 is growth, I told him. He goes, yeah, she said that I wasn't even watered. If I was a flower, I was dying. And what happens if you don't water a flower or a plant? It doesn't grow. And she emphasized that. Now you have 5 human needs out of the 6 human need psychology that's not being met. So at this point, now we go to the final one. I don't want to contribute to this marriage, which is number 6. I don't want to contribute to this marriage for all of those reasons. You're a great guy. And there's a woman that wants this lifestyle. Guess what? I don't want it, but couldn't you give it a chance and realize once the boys are gone, we could have that? No, Alan, because this is who you are. You're everything the textbook says. You're the school teacher. You're the conservative. You want life a certain way. You're happy in your world being the music teacher. Hell, I wish I was an instrument, she said to me. He says, I wish I was an instrument. I wish you would play me the way you showed passion for your students or your instruments or your music. I would be jealous of your music because you came home with more desire than for me, your wife. This is what she would say to him. So I lost it years ago. I waited for this day, Alan. I'm sorry, but this is not vindication. This is not trying to get even. This is me returning and having my identity and claiming my freedom. I am hungry to see the world by myself. Do the boys know about this? They will. That's why I want to talk to you first, because we have to come to a mutual understanding that we confirm this together, and it wasn't planned. He goes, but it was planned. Do you want to hurt the boys? Our one is already in college a year and one just went. This is going to be tough enough for them. So now he has that on him. He goes, no. And he goes, and you know what? I love you enough. And you know this about me. I've never been argumentative with you once. And she goes, that's right. You're a great guy. You know, I always did what you said. Part of the problem, she said, but okay. And I support you if you don't feel that way for me anymore. And she's like, let me interrupt you. I'll always love you. But yes, you'll always have a place in my heart. But he said, but not enough to spend a lifetime together. And she said, unfortunately, no. So he says, well, I want you to be happy because I would want someone to be with me that wants me wholeheartedly, that wants all of me, and to love me till death do us part, which was our vows. And he's throwing these up because he's hurt. And she goes, you're trying to hurt me. And he goes, I'm not. But you have to understand, you just sprung this on me. I'm feeling it. I'm hurt. She goes, fair. Okay, I get it. So they came to the conclusion. It was over. He signed. They had basically a good agreement once he got his attorney in on this, and they split everything 50-50. They both agreed upon that. And the kids found out and they were okay. It was almost as if they could see it coming, unfortunately, but fortunately at the same time. So today, I don't really know much about her because I mostly worked with Alan. But Alan, if you're wondering what happened to Alan, Alan's doing great today. It was about a year later where he met a woman that enlightened him, was a yogi, where he was a musician, and they united. And today they are married and unbelievably happy. And so her kids are grown too, Alan's kids, and they have an amazing life together. So now he looks at it like this. I had to go through that to be with the woman who I'm with today, which her name is Debbie. And so he's excited now because he found life after pain. And so that's one of the key things. But if you don't see the signs, if you don't see the red flags and you're trying to keep your marriage, you better consult with when you see a change in the marriage. See, Alan did not see the changes. Alan did not see the shifts because he was so comfortable in his world. He was so comfortable in his security. I didn't see any problems in his variety. I'm happy with music. He had that where she was bored at home, so he couldn't see it because he was getting his excitement. He felt significant because school made him feel powerful and alive. She was home watching the boys and doing the dishes. And she didn't feel, number 4, loving connection or desired, as she said, and therefore she couldn't grow and they couldn't contribute. If you see these signs, if you see anything, ask, talk, do the things. Remember, if you want to keep a relationship the way you had it in the past, well, here's the key thing. You want to feel that love, if you want to feel that passion, if you want to desire for each other, and it works in all genders, okay? The key factor is this. If you do what you did in the beginning of your relationship, despite of a job, I'm working more hours, or, we got kids, this, that, hear me. If you do at least what you did when you first met each other, because it's all exciting and everything, there will not be an end. If you do what you did in the beginning, there will not be an end. So keep this in your mind. Utilize this. Utilize Alan's story for you. This is Greg Stewart for The Greg Stewart Show. Please, once again, like, subscribe, share, and comment, and hear more relationship stories to come. Until next time, have a great day or evening wherever you are.